Y'all thought I jumped ship to Warcraft, huh? But this is a pretty hefty one. So let's just get into it. So first off, he took time out of the stream so that way he could talk about one of the big talking points that the community is having. And that's all the worries about PvP and the other things too that we'll go over. The first thing I have in my notes that I wanted to address is that he said we as a community are polite. I think he was talking about us as all the community, but he might have been talking about the dev team. Basically, when someone has an opinion about Ashes that's not in a good light, he pretty much said there's no reason to belittle, degrade, harass, or anything like that. Just simply state your opinions, let them state theirs, and just be civil about it. Because at the end of the day, it's just a game. It's also a game that isn't even out yet. It's kind of like a football team. I'm a Seahawks fan, right? And after the interception, I hated the Patriots. Absolutely hated the Patriots. That being said, if someone is in a Patriot jersey, I'm not gonna flip. I might give them a hard time and tease them or anything, but I'm not gonna put them in the dirt. Now, if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, that goes out the window. But I'm saying for the most part, cheer for your team, love your team, but don't go super crazy about it. Second thing I wanted to mention, Steven took a lot of time on this, so I'm just going over the points that I feel like really need to be addressed. The second thing he did was point people to the Ashes, which I've been pointed to the Ashes wiki. I've had a lot of my subscribers and a lot of my viewers tell me, yeah, they trust the wiki. And Steven trusts the wiki as well. So he pretty much said, go do your research before you call my game Pantheon. I'm kidding. But he did just say, go to the Ashes wiki. He also acknowledged that trolls will be trolls, but he wants the majority of gamers to have fun in this one. Another big talking point was that the foundation of Ashes of Creation is all about risk versus reward. And a higher risk will have a higher payoff. It's like that emotional payoff. It's that endorphins when something goes right after you put in all your energy, and that's the outcome he wants you to feel in Ashes, is risking it all to claim. He also talked about the flagging system, and while it is inspired by Lineage and other games, this is being built for Ashes, and taking the Lineage system and other systems like that, and they're building upon them, refining them, fine-tuning them, so that way they specifically work for Ashes. He also said because it is a new system, it's going to have to be play tested, it's going to have to be balanced, and basically he said don't judge a book by the cover until you're in a way of words. That's the point I got across. I don't want to put words into his mouth. But basically, what I got out of it was him saying, try it before you knock it. One more point, and then I'll move on. But I feel like Steven took out the time to address the community, address Lucky Ghost's video, address some other videos. And I kind of applaud him for doing that. I just hope he doesn't fall into the trap that Warcraft and Destiny fall into, where he only listens to the streamers and not the other 99% of players who play the game. That might be a fear that's creeping up on me, is that Steven is so focused on his big audience gamers that he ignores the 9-to-5ers. But that's a different video. The big point was that Steven said the philosophy of Ashes of Creation will never change. He knows what it is. It's his vision. He put $40 million into it. And he's not gonna change it for anyone. This is one of those things where Ashes of Creation isn't for everyone, but the crowd that it's for, that crowd will absolutely love it. And I'm gonna take a moment here and say, I'm sorry, because I've been in that camp where I'm like, Ashes needs to do this, Ashes is for a niche audience, and have made a few videos saying, I'm afraid this game is too niche and it won't survive. He's not trying to be the biggest MMO, he's just trying to be the fun MMO for that crowd. And so I will drop an apology right there. But the fact that Steven doesn't want to bend the knee, and he wants to keep his vision clear to the end, I applaud that. To the Gathering update. Okay, so the Gathering update.
I love the new UI.
Oh, I know. And the sound. Get ready. It's happening.
So, the tree falling. They've added physics to the tree. So that way the tree falls in a natural way instead of just disappearing or something. It's not that big of a deal, but it is a small attention to detail that I kind of... If you see a tree, you could chop a tree. If you see a rock, you can mine a rock. So everything's mineable, everything's choppable. And then as trees get chopped down, there's like a state of where a tree slowly grows back. And rocks don't have an animation, I imagine, for coming back. They just kind of respawn. So basically, it's not like you mine out an area and it's done for the rest of the game. Every game comes back. They did talk about the survey skill. Not too much, not in detail, but basically, as a surveyor, you can put down pylons and study an area. And this will be one of the ways where you can find rare materials in like rocks and plants and things like that. So I think that's kind of cool. I don't think I'm gonna be doing a lot of crafting. I'll probably be doing gathering stuff, but I think my character's gonna be mostly bounty hunting, and so I'm gonna be going out in the wild looking for corrupted players and helping players that need to get away from those guys. I kind of want to be that, the anti-hero, but that's way off. Mobs can cut down trees. I don't know where that's gonna go. I imagine that's gonna be a part of the event system. There will also be multi-dimensional sound when the tree falls. And yeah, that's a good chunk of the gathering. Basically what I took away was just physics and stuff and the surveying system. Secondly, they showed off character art. They showed off a skeleton and the bandits and the bandit slaver. They're all pretty cool. I don't think they were as cool as the Minotaur, but they were cool. I don't have anything to say about that. And yeah, that was pretty much it for this month's update. My big takeaways were the PvP, how Steven addressed that. I just respect that Steven's like, this is my vision, guys. This is the end of the video. This is where opinions fly, and this should be its own video, but I'm just gonna do it here while I'm on a roll. One of my dreams, like if I ever get successful with YouTube and get a name, I want to use the YouTube platform to move on to make my own MMO someday. And my MMO is going to be a space looter shooter. Think World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy mixed with Destiny and PSO, where it's over the shoulder, full loot, boots, shoulder pads, all that. My MMO would be a bit sexy, like heel boots, a bit of tummy, you know, the stuff that Twitter doesn't like, because my game would know what it's going for. It'd be like the MMO audience, the Destiny audience, early 2000 gamers who's like kind of tired of AAA gaming. And I was thinking about this because if it came out of my pocket, I wouldn't have to bend the knee. One of my worst takes I've ever had on YouTube was when I said Ashes should go to Game Pass, because that completely defeats the purpose of what Ashes is. Ashes is its own thing. It doesn't need to get the approval from Activision. It doesn't need to get the approval from Microsoft or Sony. because Ashes doesn't have a leash, it's allowed to just go crazy. And while there are some things I think Steven should focus down on, he still has his vision of what he wants Ashes to be. And he pretty much said that he will not change that vision for anything or anyone. So, like, my hat is off to you, Steven. I know you don't watch my videos, but my hat's off to you and your dev team. So good job for you for just saying, no, this is my game. And I hope you guys enjoy my game. But again, my game is not for everyone. So good for him for, like, addressing that. That was a rant. But again, the rant was at the end of the video, so that's what the end of the videos are for. There's that way opinions fly. If I ever make a t-shirt, that's gonna be one of them. This is where opinions fly. Also, Zelda's getting a t-shirt someday. But, yeah. That was October dev update in a nutshell. This one was a good one, honestly. I think this is one that you should go back and watch yourself. Hey guys, this is Artifact in the editing room, and I recorded this video last night, but sometimes Pinnacle acts up and then there's nothing I could do with it. And I restarted Pinnacle like 3 times last night. And eventually frustration just boiled over and I'm like, yeah, forget it, I'll just do it tomorrow. But basically I just wanted to add some closing thoughts before I post this and just say this was a really good dev update. And I really think if you have like an hour and a half to spare, you should go watch this because Steven really did put his heart and soul into this one. He really did want to address the community, and I think he did a good job. And while I appreciate you watching the dev updates in a nutshell, this one is definitely worth a watch. Also, I'm thinking about doing a Warcraft marathon tonight because my schedule's open for once. And I would love to see you there. We could talk about Ashes, we could talk about Halo, we could talk about World of Warcraft. Just come by and chill. I suck at Warcraft. I'm still figuring it out, but... And you know, come on by, drop a like, help the stream. Come on and chill. And, yeah. Again, thanks for watching, and Artifact out.